good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Legends from the Past and the Future show. Deneen, how you doing? Welcome back.
Hey, I missed you guys last week. I know it was a good time, though. I did see a little bit, but it was a good time. Yeah, so I'm excited about today, excited about our guests, and just looking forward to it. Let's get it.
Let's do it, Raj. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. I'm hanging on in there. Can't complain. Ain't nobody gonna listen anyway if you do. So
I'll listen.
ain't nobody gonna help. They're just gonna listen.
Man, you know a lot of things been going on in the world, but I tell you, that boy out there in San Antonio, he's a Wembley.
Wimanyana.
Oh my God, he looked like a 7'6" guard out there, man. What
Magic Johnson.
Jeez, man.
A foot tall.
I'm telling you. So, real quick, Roger, who's going to win the NBA championship this year?
Michael Jordan and the Bulls.
Yeah.
You know, I got to go with what Shaquille O'Neal said.
All right.
You know, he said Wembley came up during the time of his center years. He just would have been a regular player. He said because he's too light in the butt, and I believe that. Okay. You know, he's too light in the butt. He said LeBron would have been a regular player, and I kind of believe that with the skills back then. And who I want to win is New York, but they got their hands full a little bit now. I want New York to win because they're overdue. Boston don't have theirs, you know. San Antonio don't have theirs. I want New York to win because they possibly could be the better team in that. And
what about you, Deneen? What would you think?
Well, I would love to see the Knicks win as well, but they don't have enough. So I'm just gonna I'm going with the winners. I believe that Oklahoma City and Boston again. I just don't see. I see them being able to rise when they need to.
All right. Okay.
So Boston, the same team that missed 14 straight shots in the fourth quarter the other night. That team.
Yeah, but you got to win a series. It ain't about a game. It ain't about a shot. You got to win the series.
Yeah. It was New York that went down to the wire. I'm telling you, you better watch them New York boys.
Well, check it out. Now we gotta move on to our show, but before, Elder Charles James, welcome to the show. And you know, I don't know these YouTube names, but Justice with Justine stayed up past bedtime for this show. So we're gonna have a serious show tonight, man. And right now, what's up, Kenny Adams? Welcome to the show, brother. Elder Charles said the Knicks gonna take it. But anyway, let's move on with the show here. You know, she is currently sitting in the Register of Wills office. All right, this is an election year. Tonight is her night to tell us why she should remain in the office, and we're gonna bring her on. Y'all ready for her?
Let's do it.
Coming to the stage is the current Register of Will, Jasmine Jackson. Jasmine.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hey, welcome to the show, Jasmine. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? I was listening to your basketball conversation. I was enjoying it.
What you got? Who you got?
I haven't watched basketball since Allen Iverson.
Okay. All right.
Well, I mean, it sounds like a little bit of crush in that tone of voice.
I'm gonna go with the Knicks. I'm gonna listen to you.
Well, look,
my dad was a Bulls fan, so I was
forced
to be a Bulls.
Hey, well, look, I said we're gonna get away from that stuff. All right, we're gonna get back to you. How's that? All right,
that's good.
Jack Aiden, welcome to the show, Jack. Welcome to the show. Now, Jasmine, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you born and raised?
My name is Jasmine Jackson. I was born in Annapolis, but I was raised in Glen Burnie, the old mill side, the normal side. I knew it was going to start off as enemies, you know. I'm a mother of two. I have a 16-year-old son and a 10-year-old daughter. I have been working for the Register of Wills office since 2008. Prior to that, I was working at Anne Arundel Community College in the Records and Registration office. Prior to that, I've been working since I was 15. I've always been a hard worker, and I've always been in customer service. So that's just a little bit about me. Like I said, I'm a proud Old Mill patriot.
Hey, don't make me mute your mic now, okay? Now, did you go to college?
I did. I went to Anne Arundel Community College. I got my associates in business management, and then I went to University of Maryland. I think it's called the Global Campus now. It's the sister school of University of Maryland, and I got my degree in human resource management.
Awesome. Well, guess
I
what?
also studied a lot in real estate. That market goes up and down too much to make a career out of that, but I do love real estate.
That was smart. That's smart move. Yeah.
Well, it's good to have it, though. It's good to have it, and it's good to have something else because if you can get like one little sale a year, that's vacation money.
Right.
Well, now, Jasmine. All right, let's start off by you telling everybody out there that's watching, why should you remain as the ROW?
Okay. So I have been there since 2008. I started off as just a summer intern, just scanning in old wills and estate files and making them digital. It was supposed to be a summer job. I was 19 and I needed a car. So I started there and I fell in love with the work, honestly. One of the most memorable things that I remember is scanning in a will of a slave owner and seeing how we really were, treated as property and divvied out in someone's will. That's probably one of the first times I had to step away and just go cry, because you hear about it in history books and all of that, but just to actually see it was eye-opening. And then as I just learned more and more about the office and the work, I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with helping people while they were grieving. There's a lot of numbers involved, and I love numbers. So the work is very interesting. It's very gratifying, especially when people do come in crying because they don't know what to do and they walk out with a smile. It's rewarding when people come in sad and they walk out wanting to give you hugs and send you Christmas cards and happy birthday cards. And, as regular people, we have issues that we go through as well. And just sometimes those people are there for you when you need it. So it's a very rewarding job, and I really love it. And serving under two different registers, I recognize that you do need a register who is more than just a face of the office. You need someone who actually understands the law, knows the work, because that's what matters. So some of the stuff gets very complicated, and you need someone at the head who understands the work of the office. So I think I'm more than qualified to continue running it, and I'm just out here trying to earn everyone's vote.
Awesome. Now, before I pass it over to Deneen, explain what is the office truly responsible for and the probate process. What does that entail?
So the Register of Wills office, we handle the administration of estates after someone passes away. So if you have assets that are just in your name alone, they don't have any beneficiaries or any joint owners, once you pass away, it belongs to your estate. So someone has to come into the office to have authority to handle those assets and to make that distribution. And so that's what our office is responsible for. The probate process, it can be very complicated or it can be very simple. If you have just a vehicle, you come into our office. If you have a will, we go by your will. If you don't have a will, we go through the legal steps that we need to do to get someone appointed. We give what we call a letter of administration, and that's what authorizes a person to go handle whatever they need to handle with the asset.
Okay, awesome.
So that's the gist of it.
Okay. Well, I like to welcome DJ Hunt to the show. He's here.
Hi, DJ.
Team of West, welcome to the show. On you, Deneen.
Okay, so you said that serving under two registers. What did you mean by that? Like two
So
different?
I was hired under Lauren Parker. So she was the long-standing register. I believe it was almost 16 years. She was registered from 2006 to 2022, and she lost that election. And then Erica Griswold was elected into office, and then she was removed from office. Then I was appointed. So our
Oh, okay.
appointment process for the register of wills and the clerk of the court is very different from appointment process for like a legislator. The clerk of the court and the register of wills, we serve as clerks for our respective courts. Our court is the orphans court. So our orphans court is the ones who made my appointment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just wondering about that. Can you tell me something significant that the previous one that you worked under when you were doing an intern? Tell me something significant that you learned from them that helps you to be better now.
I learned the meaning of dedication to your work and hard work. She gave me a lot of opportunities. She propelled me in my career. She brought out the leadership in me. She did prepare me to be in this position. She had confidence in me as far as running the office. So I did make it up to as chief auditor, which is one of the higher levels of management within the office. She allowed me to do training, revamp some of the forms so that the person representatives know what they're doing when they walk out of our office. So she did instill a lot of that in me and a lot of trust for that, in me.
And well, just one last question about that is, so when did you went from working in the office to feeling like this was your calling in the office? Yeah, I mean, when did you feel like it? When did you feel like, because obviously you started out, you're like, okay, this is a job. I'm trying to get me a car, blah, 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 blah. And then you said, you know what? This is something that I'm starting to feel a little passionate about. And, I really think that I can make a difference. When did that kind of shift happen?
I think that shift happened probably after my mom passed away.
Yeah.
Just because I stopped looking at it as a job and looked at it more as a career. So my mom passed away, it'll be 11 years this year. And it was a very difficult time for me. And the office in itself, the people that worked there in the register at the time, it's more than a work family. So they were there for me. And then it's like I'm experiencing with the people that come into our office.
Right. Yeah, as soon as you said that, I was like, okay, that was the significant emotional event in your life that gave you the empathy to be able to move forward. So thank you for that. So sorry for your loss as well. So Roger, on you.
See how they take up all the good questions and expect me to come up with we're gonna talk about that later though. First of all, sorry about your loss, as was already mentioned. I mean, losing a parent is just undescribable. I just lost my father like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And even though he got on my nerves, I miss him every day. Here's the thing that you brought up. You touched about a little bit on Black history when you said you first saw the slave documents. Here's where our grandkids and the kids under them will lose that. See, you came upon that knowledge because of your job. But you're taking all of that out of school. Black history is an eye-opener. As you see, when we went to school, you could take Black history, Afro-American heritage, all that, and they're taking that out. It's because they don't want us to know, right? If you don't know your past, you can't truly dictate your future.
Right.
So, and you all in there, and you're doing a good job too. Now what in your current position brings satisfaction to you?
Knowing that I helped someone, knowing that I put a smile on their face when they came in not expecting it. That's very satisfying to me. even in this space of campaigning, because this part is new to me. Becoming a register, I was not afraid of because I knew what the role entailed. Being a candidate has been different. But I did have a meet and greet, and there was a woman there, and she was telling a story about her husband passing away, and it was actually on the news because he was a safety worker. He was on 100, and I think he got sideswiped by a car, if I remember correctly. But as she was talking, I said, "Did I help you?" And she said, she looked at me and she smiled. She said, "Yes, I didn't know if you remember me." And I started crying. Because at that time, my ex-husband at the time, he had just gotten a bad accident. So he did not lose his life, but her husband lost hers. And she had two, so I think her children my son was around the same age as one of her children. So it was one of those eye-opening things where it's like she lost her husband, but I was blessed enough not to lose mine. I'm sorry, I'm in an office and the lights go out. And I feel like after we left, she was so stressed when she came in, but when she left, she felt better. And then it was one of those moments for me where I had to have gratitude, and I had to thank God that I did not lose my husband, because I did have a small baby. And sometimes when people come in and they're going through things like that and they are strong, it makes you realize how strong that you could be when you don't realize it. So those type of moments are very gratifying for me. Just knowing that I made a difference, and even if it's just one person for the day, just knowing I made a difference that day.
That's awesome, because at that point you two became kindred spirits,
right?
You know, because you had similar experiences, you know. But are there any other, now once your time up here, are you looking to go after any other offices?
Absolutely not.
He read my mind.
No. No.
So you don't have no plans to serve any other office in the future?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay.
No. I respect our legislators. After experiencing this, I respect each and every one of them. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, but you know, they get old now, and you like what?
Yeah.
20? So they got plenty of time to, you know, for you to go up there and take their spot now. So,
no.
Okay. I'm going to let that go, because you're more passionate. You're more passionate about that no than you was talking about.
I love the register of wills. I love the estate work. That's where I want to stay.
That's good. Good answer, girl. Good way to bring it back. Way to bring it back.
I'm gonna tell Deneen I'm reclaiming my time. See, we gotta get political in here. See how we gotta get political. I'm reclaiming my time. I'm Jasmine Crockett. I'm reclaiming my time. Well, she look a million times better than that. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on now.
Hey, so now, Jasmine, 18 years in the office and 2 years as the ROW, correct?
Yes.
So does the Register of Wills provide legal advice?
No, we do not. We are not attorneys, so we cannot provide legal advice. However, the estate process is complicated. So to the best of our capabilities, we try to guide person representatives. We try to guide heirs on things that they can do if they feel like they're being wronged by a personal representative. So we provide guidance. And I do want to say that, humble brag, we're the best Register of Wills office in the state of Maryland.
All right.
I want to keep it that way.
That's right.
So now, in the area of wills,
yes.
Do I need an attorney to write my last will and testament?
You don't necessarily need one, but I always recommend going to one, because sometimes there's legal jargon that the online templates don't necessarily cover. Sometimes those online templates are not good at all. For example, there is a template that is highly litigated because it says I leave my assets to A, B, and C, but it doesn't say whether it's A, then B, then C, or A, B, and C equally.
Okay. Okay. So
And I've actually had someone fuss at me about that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, if the will is filed with the register of wills, who can withdraw a living person's will?
So the only person that can withdraw your will while you're alive is you, or you have to send an authorized, notarized letter saying that a certain person has the authority to remove it. And we do have an authorization form in our office.
Awesome. Awesome.
So it's not required that you register your will while you're alive. We do have a safekeeping service. And I do recommend that because you never know what's going to happen. I don't know if you guys remember the mansion fire years ago. It was a grandparents and their grandchildren passed away, but they had a fireproof safe, but the will still was burned. So luckily their attorney had a copy, but those safes are not always fireproof. So it's $5. It's a one-time fee. It stays there for the duration of your lifetime until you remove it. And it's just a nice service to have. That way you always know where your will is. And once you pass away, when your family comes in our office, it automatically pops up when we enter your name in the system. So we know it's there. And if for some reason you move to another county in Maryland, including Baltimore City, and you pass away there and you don't transfer your will while you're alive, it will still pop up on their system. And then we'll just transfer it to that jurisdiction.
Awesome. That's a good segue into this next question. So what are the benefits of having a valid will?
So the benefits are, number one, to determine who you want to handle your estate. That's probably the biggest benefit. When I do go out and speak to people, I always say, you know your family better than we do. You may have one child that you don't trust. Maybe, your kids might fight each other. So maybe you don't want one of them to be your personal representative because it might cause more harm than good. And you want to appoint a third party. So that's one thing. The next thing, obviously, is the distribution of your assets, because your will dictates who you want to inherit from your estate. Most of the time, people who have spouse, children, that's who they leave their assets to. But you may have a niece that maybe loves your KitchenAid and y'all bake bread together and you want to leave her that KitchenAid. You would put that type of stuff in your will. So you can leave those specific things, or you can just leave your estate, your general estate, to whoever, or you can also dictate those specific items that you want to leave to people.
Okay. So now before I pass it over to Deneen, so where should I store the will?
I recommend storing it with the Register of Wills office in our safekeeping service.
Awesome. Nice.
On
you, Deneen.
Oh, that's nice. That's good information right there. Because I was going to ask now, why would somebody remove their will from the registers of will? Why would they?
Sometimes people file it, 10 years ago, and things have changed, and maybe they don't necessarily remember what their will said, or they don't have a copy. They want to update it. Just certain things like that. It's not, or some people move out of state, and then they will remove their will and then take it with them. Because if you move out of state, we wouldn't know.
Right. So if we knew, like, if somebody passed away, like, let's say, we're all from the military community. Let's say we were in Germany, and we know that the last place that they lived was Maryland, per se. So we could we call, or how could we find out if there's a will on file?
You can call our office.
Okay, so you can't call. You call the office. So can anybody call?
So anybody can call and say, hey, do I have a will on file? If your will is filed with us while you're still alive, it's not public record. So because your will is supposed to be private. It doesn't become public record until you pass away and that estate is open.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If somebody passed away and you called and you're like trying to figure out if they have a will, they could do that. Anybody could do that.
Yes. So normally if someone passes away, and they want to know if maybe there is a will file in our safekeeping, they'll call our office and say, my mom passed away. Can you see if there's a will on file? And we'll look up in our safekeeping records to see if there is a will on file. And then we can search the database for all the registered wills in Maryland.
And you said that you kind of recommend people to get a lawyer, but what if you don't have any money?
So there is a Maryland volunteer service. I do refer people to that, just because that is a a government, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a government entity. So I do not refer attorneys. It's unethical. So I can have my favorite attorney. I still cannot refer any particular person. So and if for military people, I always say just go to the VA because they do it for free for you. Some people that are in unions, they normally have attorneys that do that type of stuff for them, I think for free. I think it depends on the union that you're in. And if all else fails, a valid will has to have your original signature and 2 witnesses.
Oh, okay.
We've had wills on napkins. It's a valid will. It has a signature and 2 witnesses. Might not have all the contents that we need.
Yeah.
But it doesn't.
But it has.
What about does it have to be notarized? What if can you just get it notarized and then you don't have to have any signatures?
No, it has to have 2 witnesses, and your notary can serve as a witness.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. Did you see? Yeah. I see that question. Elder Charles is saying, "How long do you keep a will on file? Do you guys have like a limit on how long?"
So if you're alive, it can stay in there and can stay in our safekeeping until you remove it. Once you pass away, the estate is just always there. So once your estate is open, it's always there.
I have one more question about this race that's coming up. About how are you getting out in the community and just having community awareness? How are you getting people out? How are you getting out there to let people know about the Registrar's Will Office? What are you doing?
Since I got appointed, I have been doing a lot of speaking engagements at a lot of the senior centers. Every senior center in Anne Arundel County, actually, and a few of them multiple times. Getting out to HOA communities when I'm asked, trying to find different events to go to, just to introduce myself to people. I do recognize that I was a normal person for all these years, and now I'm in an elected official capacity. So I got catching up to do as far as people, knowing who I am. But I look forward to continuing to be out in the community so people can further get to know me.
Okay. All right, Roger. There you go.
Look, it's gonna have to be a question limit because she don't ask 8,000 questions. 7,900 was more.
Who's counting?
Me, because I'm gonna ask 20 questions, then you ask 18. And then y'all expect me to come up with some questions.
We're gonna have to let him go first. We need to start letting him go first.
We're gonna have to do that. I'm the oldest, so I should go first. I'm the
oldest.
Older than you and Armin. But okay, for if anybody in the military overseas, every time you PCS overseas, you're supposed to do a will with Jack. That's one of the first things you're supposed to do when you're in process. That's the Sergeant Major coming out. Okay. Now, the other thing is, like my will, my will say? I got all my kids' named down there, and I got B-Y-E, bye. They ain't getting that. So, it's all going to my grandkids. Everything.
Are they minors? Are they grown? Your grandkids grown? Or are they minors?
My grandkids grown. I just told you I'm 8,000 years old.
Okay.
There's
your question right there.
Reclaiming my time.
That's one of the other benefits of having a will. If you have minor children, your will can dictate who you want to be the guardian of their property that they're inheriting from you. So guardianships of a person versus guardianship of a property is 2 different things. Our orphans court, they do handle guardianship of property for a minor, specifically for a minor. If it's a guardianship for an adult, that goes to circuit court. And for their property and for them, that's circuit court. We do guardianships for minors when they're inheriting money from an estate and they're still minor.
Like Sarah's oil?
Yes.
Movie Sarah's oil. Yeah. See, because unlike other folk that ask questions, I do research. But anyway, say somebody's traveling, they got a will at your office, and they get in a car accident in another state. Is the will still justified?
Yes, because you open your estate where you were a resident of. So not where you passed away at, where you were a resident of.
Okay.
unless your biggest and only asset is in Maryland. So, for example, a lot of retirees, they retire in Florida, but they still have their house here. So if they don't, and they change their residency to Florida, if they don't buy a house in Florida and their only big asset is in Maryland, they can still open their estate in Maryland. Okay. It doesn't have to be in Florida.
That's awesome. And do you go out and explain what a benefit it is for the people to go through your office?
A beneficiary?
No, like what benefits do the people get by going through your office?
So you have to come to our office if you have assets that need administration after you pass away. So I wouldn't say that there's a benefit one way or the other, because it's something you have to do, kind of like MBA. You have to go to MBA. Whatever you need with your car, you have to go to MBA. It's kind of like that. As far as a benefit, it's better to have an office that knows what they're doing so they don't have to go get an attorney. That's a benefit. A lot of attorneys that I've talked to they tell me if the estate's easy and someone comes in just because they think they need an attorney, attorneys will just refer them to us and just say, just go to the office and they'll help you. I don't want to charge you for something I know that the office is going to help you with. So like those are the type of benefits, I guess, that one would have as far as having a good working office.
Oh, that's awesome. And I'm going to pass to you, but somebody asked something. Did you see it?
Yeah, so there's two of our guests that asked questions. Now, I want you to address that, okay? So for someone that doesn't know anything at all about wills, does your office guide them through the process from start to finish?
Yeah, so as far as the estate administration, yes, we guide them from start to finish. As far as making a will, we don't do that.
Got you. Here's a second question now. What happens if you pass away but don't have a will?
So if you pass away and do not have a will, I will give a scenario. If you pass away and you have all children, one of them has to be appointed as personal representative. So if you have 3 children, 2 can consent for one person to act as a personal representative, and they'll handle everything. And then the assets would be distributed between the 3 of them equally.
Okay. So that's a good segue into decedent's estates. Okay. So if the decedent didn't have any probate assets, does their last will and testament still have to be filed?
Yes. If you have a will after you pass away, it does have to be filed with the register of wills. We call that a will of no estate.
Awesome. So does an estate need to be open within a certain amount of time?
No, unfortunately, there's no code that says that it has to be open within a certain amount of time, and nor does it have to be closed within a certain amount of time. So if you pass, we have people that open estates, they've been deceased for 10 years. And sometimes it's because I've had actually more recently, I've had a family property that someone has been maintaining and paying taxes on, and now they're trying to sell it. So people have passed away since the original owner. At the time of their passing, they didn't have assets, but now that they've sold this property, their estate gets money from the sale of that property. So now they have to open the estate, and they could have passed away 50 years ago. So it's not necessarily uncommon that happens.
Okay. So now before I give it to Deneen, a lot of people today, they are opening trust, right? Mm-hmm. Now, does a trust pretty much supersede a will, or does it?
It supersedes an estate in a sense. So a trust is a separate document, like a separate entity. Mm-hmm. So you have, most of the time when people have a trust, they still have a will, but their will leave any of their assets to that trust. So for me, a trust, in my opinion, I'm not an attorney, in my opinion, a trust can be expensive while you're alive. And I think an everyday person wouldn't really benefit from having a trust. I know a lot of people get trusts to maybe protect from liabilities, debts, and things like that. But that's a case-by-case thing. And it would really depend on your financial portfolio if it makes sense for you to have a trust. as opposed to going through the probate process.
Awesome. Okay, Deneen, on you.
Do you think that people who have trust are people who have trust more likely to be wealthy or not? Is that?
I've seen a little bit of both. So some people have trust, but they don't necessarily change their assets and put it in the name of a trust. So you can establish a trust, but if you don't, like, for example, take your house and actually change your deed and put it in the name of your trust, when you pass away, your house goes through your estate first, and then it goes to the trust. So it's kind of a two-parter when you create the trust, and you have to have an attorney to make sure they're guiding you to tell you that you need to change this account, this house, this asset, and put it all in the name of the trust while you're alive. That way you don't have to go through the probate process because it's already in a trust.
Well, bringing it back to the office and what you've been doing there, tell us about, I mean, what do you find is the most challenging in the Office of Registers of Wills?
I think the most challenging is when families are fighting with one another, because, you know, I'm a very empathetic person. I don't like to see people fighting. And a lot of times it's, you know, you had the matriarch that's passed away, whether it's a grandparent, grandmother, or the mother. And then it seems like people kind of lose it after that. So just trying to keep people on track, focus on what they need to do, close out the estate, distribute money, do those things. And then hopefully that's the path forward for people to start healing from the loss of whoever it is that's passed away. That's one of the bigger challenges for me. I think that's probably the biggest challenge. It's just trying to stay neutral when families are fighting.
Get that. Okay, so I'm going to go to Roger because we're getting down to where I got maybe one more question I'll ask when it gets back to me. So Roger, on you. Take your time.
Oh my God. I feel like I got promoted Sergeant Major all over again. I'm so upset. And that was 2,000 years ago. But you know, oh my God, I might call my grandson out here and just tell him about it. But anyway, talking about, I love him. I love him like my brother, my own brother, my sister. So, you know, you love your brother and your sister. Sometimes you don't like them. I love them all the time, but sometimes I don't like them, you know. But I'm going to tell you, and I know you observed this, talk about family fighting. I saw, and I'm not going to call out no names because I know a lot of my family, but and some of them we went to high school with that was acting. But I saw a change in my family when my great uncle passed away. And all this land was on this water worth all this money down in Galesville. And I'm telling you, I saw a side of people that it was amazing. It shocked me. Yeah. You know, it did, because he had it down to a wire, and people ended up with new cars, land. I mean, it was a lot of money. And they came back for and was taking my dad back and forth for what was given to him. But they felt my uncle showed favoritism towards my father. Well, he would, because he raised my father. Yeah. You know, so I understand exactly what you like. Understand exactly what you're saying when money becomes involved, that people really change. So, and then I got one question. You know, how does your family feel about you running the game? And it's a two-part. And do any of your children have any desires to go into the political realm?
No. No to the second question. My kids are very, very, they're still young, but they're very shy. They're very, very shy. My son, he maintains he wants to be an engineer. Awesome. Happy about that. My daughter wants to be a veterinarian. So
that's a good job.
That's what they want to do. And you know, it couldn't change. My family is very, very supportive. So my dad's side of the family, they all are from Virginia, like right outside of Charlottesville. Very, very, very country people. So they don't live here, but they're very supportive. They're very proud of me. Some of the family I do have here, they are very proud of me. I'm proud of myself because I'd never imagined me doing anything like this. You know, some of my friends, I never thought you would do anything like this. We know how you are. This is something different for you. So I'm proud of myself for doing this, for just stepping out on faith and relying on God. And it was a hard 4 years. These past 4 years has been very difficult, especially being in that office. I did get other job opportunities and I turned them down because I knew that the office was too important for me to leave. There was a lot of things happening. And I knew that my staff, which I'm very appreciative of, they also needed me. I think they kind of would have just broke if I left. So I stayed because that's what I felt like in my heart I should do, was stay. And then this opportunity came. So I do feel like it is my calling to do this because I'm doing it for the right reason.
Right.
There you go. Always follow your heart.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So I'm going to.
But Roger, can I answer one question that you did not ask?
Okay, hit me up.
Did have a couple weeks ago. You did ask what happens to your assets if you cannot find heirs. The answer to that question is we make people do affidavits of attempt to locate. So they do have to make an attempt. And if they cannot find heirs, they do a petition to distribute to the Board of Education, and any money goes to the Board of Education. Then your family, if they realize you've passed away, they have a certain amount of time after that to reclaim the money from the school board.
Wow. From 2 weeks ago. See, I keep telling y'all I got fans. I keep telling y'all I got fans. Y'all not hearing me though. You can hear what the young lady said. A question that not Denise, not Armin. A question that Roger asked. You see that? You're my favorite person, man. You're my favorite. Now we go to Armin. They never got it. They never got it. Clap it for me.
Hear it up.
All right. Hey, so Jazz, what we're gonna do now is, okay, I'm gonna break away real quick to give some announcements.
Okay.
Come back. Denine's gonna say something. Roger's gonna say something. You're gonna get a chance to close us out. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Breaking news.
All right, everybody. We got coming up. We have a cruise coming up. You want to call a travel agent, book your cruise. Book your cruise today, only for $50. We're going to travel to the Bahamas from the 8th to the 15th out of Baltimore. And we're going to celebrate birthdays. We're going to celebrate birthdays during that time. Now, coming up next week, we got Miss Francine Chambers Diggs as our, all right? We got Miss Francine Davis Diggs, or Chambers Diggs, I'm sorry. She'll be our guest next week. After that, we're going to have Dr. Funkenstein himself, Wesley Bean. He's going to be in the house. Finally, on the 13th of May. On the 20th of May, I have Mike Lyons. He was a legend from Arundel High School. Yes, sometimes we do stir the pot. He's going to be on the show. He's a legend. He's legendary. And he's going on a cruise. Book your cruise. And we're going to end the month with Pastor K. Pastor Karen Johnson, the pastor of First Christian Community Church. So you don't want to miss out. Do not want to miss out. Now, we're going to bring Miss Jasmine back. Okay, Denine. What are your final?
That's some good stuff, right? Happening. I do have my final question. My final question is: I wanted to know who is your mentor, and who's your go-to person when you have questions.
A mentor. It's not really my mentor now, but she was the former chief deputy of the office. Her name is Darlene White. She was also very instrumental in me being a professional that I am today. She was one of those women, she pushed She pushed my 19-year-old self like no other. So I still consider her a mentor. There is a woman that I do work with, Miss Eunice Owens. She's a mentor. She's somebody I go to when I need help. There's some of my staff, like Miss Eunice has been there for 30 years. One of my chief auditor, she's been there for 30 years. So I don't take it as, oh, I'm the register, I know everything. I still go to those people when I do have questions. There's other registers, the register for Howard County, his name's Byron McFarland. He's been a mentor in this space, this political space. And then there's a few elected officials that I'm getting to know that are mentoring me just on being a candidate and what I need to do. So I'm very appreciative of the people that I have met along this journey within this last year.
Nice. Okay, good. There you go, Roger.
See, they mad at me now because of what happened. But anyway, you made my name. I don't want to raise. I want a raise. Last time I asked for a raise, I lost a job. I was about to say, somebody else. But now you see, I had one, and that's enough. So instead of paying $1, I want $5. That's not an hour. That's a show. I want the $5. He laughing because he ain't gonna give me no money. Then I got to call my lawyer. Let me hit redone. But Jasmine, we really appreciate you coming on the show, and we are very proud of you. And you have every right to be proud of yourself. I don't know about that oatmeal thing, but we're gonna let that. We really appreciate you coming on the show, and you're doing great things, and you're showing young African American women that even though you may doubt yourself, step out there into the unknown, place your faith in God, and you never know where you can make it. And you show them that it can be done. I'm clapping you. I'm gonna clap right now before I'm press. Yeah,
good. Yeah, that's good job, Roger. Yeah, I feel the same way. I echo that. We really are proud of you. And you are an inspiration to the next generation. And we hope that people see what you're doing and know that it's possible for them too.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So, Jasmine, before you close us out with something inspirational that you can motivate someone with, leadership is a lot. Leadership is being able to motivate someone to do a job without having to tell them to do it. All right, and you seem to be displaying that because I'm looking at a lot of the comments. I see one that says, "You stepped up. The office needed it more, and you stepped up." And then I see where the staff supports her. So that lets me know that your leadership is above and beyond, and that says a lot about your character, who you are, and your determination. From that point, I want to tell everybody out there something that's encouraging to close the show out. So it's on you.
I would say that to keep your faith in whatever higher power that you believe in. I believe in God. I believe that God never puts you through more than you can handle. And he has shown that for me time and time and time again. So if you believe in God, really believe in God and have the faith, I do not think that you'll ever go astray. Awesome. Whatever that looks like to you.
That's right.
Awesome. Well,
I have one more thing. Can I say one more thing? Because I forgot to say it in my introduction.
Go ahead.
My part-time job is managing Beyonce's schedule because that is my cousin.
Cousin.
That's my cousin. So I make sure I am not an honorary. I started the Beehive. So Beyonce is my cousin. I love her. I manage her schedule part-time and I do it for free because I love her so much.
All right. Amen.
Remember I said I joke? You didn't do the cheers.
I
Just already tell her when she ready to get rid of Jay-Z, give me a call.
Hey, that was good, Jack. That was good.
I like that.
Hey, hey, hold tight, okay?
All right. See, my fan is
Come back next week to another exciting story.